And we are live. It's been quite a while, but we're back. It's the Gen 3 Draft League. And we're here. We're going to make content for it. Joining me is Carter, captain of Spirit Airlines. Hello,
That's
Carter.
me. Hello.
Welcome, welcome. So we got a lot to talk about, but before we get too much into the matchups, I wanted to just do a quick rundown of the teams overall because we haven't really gotten to do that. I know you did stream, or did you stream? You recorded, you posted a video of draft day. So
I did.
you could go check that out on Carter's channel. I do
Yeah, I have a
recommend it.
new channel. It's public now. It's called Pokemart, and that's where I'm going to be putting all of my uh, draft league content. And I also made playlists on that channel that include all of the videos from the Gen 1 and 2 drafts, so those are available there as well.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think it'd be nice to do like a little intro to Draft League video we can have as like a
Yeah.
channel header. But yeah, we're trying to make more content. Carter's doing really good thumbnails now. The thumbnail quality
Yeah, it's
through the
gone up a
roof,
lot.
and so yeah, we're taking it very seriously.
Hmm.
Um, but no, speaking of that draft, I wanna open up that image and make it as big as I can get it here, and talk about this draft. Talk about these teams. Oh, I have a cat fight I need to break up. Okay, bear with me. Okay, I think the cat fight is we're safe. No more cat fighting.
It wasn't Saki, was it?
It was in fact Saki.
Classic Saki. He fights to kill.
Yeah, he does in fact fight to kill. So I'm glad that that fight is pretty much over now. Okay, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Pokemon who fight to faint, not to kill, as we all
Mm,
know.
yeah,
With their
of course.
fire
Yes, and
and
lightning bolts.
explosions and lightning, yes. Very undeadly, crushing rocks and such.
Yeah, just make you
Songs of
pass out.
death. Songs of death as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, these teams, power rankings. I think we should rank the teams. I think we should, give our opinions on what we think are the best and worst teams. Unfortunately, some teams have to be worst. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Do you want to start at the bottom or the top? I hope you
Uh,
already have some ideas because we've been sitting with these teams for a bit.
I have a few ideas. I haven't really um, crystallized them. The only thing I'm really sure of is the bottom, so I guess we could start there. Um, I think that the weakest team here is James's team, but like they're all good. Each one of these teams has some like really powerful Pokemon on it. Oh, hello, Robin.
Oh, hello.
Unexpected guest.
We have a guest. We are doing this in a public channel.
That is true.
as as we sometimes do. Okay, let's see.
But yeah, I think James's team is the weakest just because it does not have any good synergy. It looks like it's built to be a rain team, but it's also an anti-weather team, but it's a sun team because Groudon is there. And none of these Pokemon really seem to be built to work in sun. So that's unfortunate.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I do see that, but I think it's also not necessarily as big of a problem as you think it is because if they set Rain to try to, mess up Groudon, then they just enable the rest of the team. Whereas if you play and
That's
just
true.
let them have Sun, then they get Groudon and Sun. So it sort of puts you in a situation where both sides of the equation are kind of like not that bad. I think it's really tough. Like I hate ranking a team lowest. Um, but you kind of have to. It's difficult. I think I might have to go with Robin because I don't know, but it's not a bad.
The only problem with Robin's team is that it's a Trick Room team with no good Trick Room setter.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Like Latios, good Pokemon. Sableye, good
Yeah.
Pokemon. Mawile, good
Mawile is an
Pokemon,
amazing Pokemon.
needs Trick Room.
Yeah.
Torkoal, also very good Pokemon, needs Trick Room.
Needs Trick Room.
Ampharos needs Trick Room. Banette, I actually think this is a pretty value Banette pick. Like Mega Banette is quite good. Um,
Yeah.
but
And
and it's the only Trick Room setter, and like it's frail. And I just think like
it requires like Focus Sash.
yeah. So if you just double Banette every time, it just seems like you're getting Trick Room. I mean, you can fake out. You have fake out support from Sableye. So if you really want to get Trick Room, you probably get it with, you know, Sash and fake out. But then you're running a 50-50. Will it be taunt or will it be a double up? And then that's not. It's just not
Mhm.
that reliable. Now, I do think Torkoal can function somewhat out of Trick Room. I don't know how much Mawile can or cannot. Honestly, I'm not. This is a Pokemon I'm somewhat unfamiliar with. And at least Latias doesn't need Trick Room to be really good. Like, you can just. Like,
Mhm.
Latias is good. It's just good by itself. But yeah, that's just. That's the one I'm probably going to put on bottom for me. Okay, do you have a number 7?
Mm, that is tough. I'm tempted to go with Robin just because of the Trick Room problem. Um,
Sorry.
maybe Alex, just because there's not much speed control.
But
I don't
Yeah.
know,
honestly,
but Alex has Kyogre, so it's hard for me to. Yeah, I have
Hello?
to pick Robin for number 7.
Alrighty. That seems fair. Some of the same reasons, I assume.
Yeah, basically.
My number 7. Again, this is hard. I haven't thought about it too much. I think. I think I'm gonna pick your team actually as number 7.
Hmm,
Um,
interesting.
reasoning is because I think that like okay, you have Latios, very good. You have Volbeat, also very good. Prankster Taunt, Prankster Tailwind. Um,
Oh, you know
however,
what?
like
I just realized something. This
what?
is not neither here nor there, but I made a huge mistake. In my match with Kyle, I used Illumise instead of Volbeat. I forgot that I had Volbeat instead of Illumise
Oh,
on my team.
well,
Uh,
you
whoops.
lost. You lost anyway. But yeah, make sure you use Volbeat
Yeah,
because they do have slightly different moves. Did you have
yeah.
Encore?
Um, I did have
I used
Encore.
Encore.
Yeah, Volbeat doesn't have that, so so
Hmm.
you
You
kind of
turbo
cheated.
lost.
Yeah, you would have forfeit that match anyway, so you lost, but now you double
Yeah.
lost.
Woof.
Okay, well now we know. But yeah, so you have also hello Robin. I can hear you
Hey,
now.
yeah, sorry. If you don't want me to crash this, I will definitely leave.
No, you're welcome to. I
It
don't.
also means that since you messed up on like using Encore, I need to update the stupid data tracking because I'm gonna have that one instance of Encore in there.
Yeah, no, can't do that. You can taunt. But yeah, you have Volbeat, which is good, and I don't think Chimeko's bad by any means. But I don't think it's like is it a Tailwind beneficiary? I don't know like how fast this Pokemon is honestly. So maybe I'm
It
just
can be. I mean, it's like 60.
yeah. So it's not blazingly fast with the Tailwind.
No.
Although that is faster than everything it needs to be. To be fair, like you're
Yeah.
so like actually that's not bad. But Aggron is not very good in Tailwind. And that's like your next Pokemon. And then it's like, is it supposed to be Trick Room? I don't know. Like Spin to Trick Room, not super clear there. And then I think you also are stacking double weaknesses with Aggron having Steel. I am a big Mantine hater. I was a Mantine fan, but after seeing it for a whole season, I was like, yeah, no, this Pokemon sucks. Now, the good news is you actually have a really good rain mode this time. So I could see Mantine being a lot better. And with Crawdaunt and Mantine, like, you have steel types, so they benefit from the rain. So it's a pretty nice rain mode. I'll give you that. And I don't think your
Yeah.
team's bad. But
Cronut is surprisingly amazing. I don't know if you watched my game with Kyle, but Cronut is extremely scary.
yeah, Crawdaunt
Yeah,
hits
focus
super
span or
hard.
choice span adaptability is kind of fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'm underestimating Crawdaunt. Like, and I didn't watch the game, so
I
I'm
killed Melodic, like I did 85% damage like to kill Melodic with one knockoff.
that that is pretty disgusting. Um, but yeah, no, I think the thing is just like I'm looking at the team and I feel like uh, just compared to some of the other teams, they have like some big, like really scary threat in the first three and or four, you know. And I just think it has to go. You know, you got to get value from your 6 and 7 pick to make this team good. Like Tropius is trash, Exploud is trash. You do have Lileep, which is cool. It'll help you against the one matchup against Gyarados. Maybe it helps you against Pelipper a little, although it's debatable. So like,
Is that
yeah.
against Gyarados?
Did I say Ariados? No, I meant to
Yeah.
say Pelipper. Pelipper and Kyogre is the
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, but I don't know. It's kind of debatable. Like I don't know if I bring it into the steampunks because like it just dies to Metagross very easily. And are
Yeah,
you
it's
really
basically
that
just
worried
your
about Weather Ball?
Kyogre.
Yeah, it's just for Kyogre. So you know, like the bottom three are pretty meh, and then like I think it's just if Spinda and Crawdaunt can be better than the other picks in that range, which I think they can be, but yeah. So there, that's my thoughts. I can
Fair
do
enough.
I can do the back to back, unless you are ready with your
Um,
sixth slot.
hmm. Yeah, that's. I guess I have to go with Alex just because I was considering Alex for 7. It it's hard though. It's a really good rain mode. It's just that there's no speed control, and you have Dusclops, which is a really great Trick Room setter, but you only have 2 Pokemon that benefit from that. So it just makes it feel like kind of tough. It's like Dusclops kind of has to be here for anti Trick Room, but also you don't have much of a way to like get speed control outside of that. You're only gonna do this into a team where like you are already faster, and this team is not that fast outside of Sceptile. It's like
Yeah.
kind of middling speed, and then you have like some slow Pokemon in Regirock and Nosepass.
Well,
So it's hard for me to figure out the speed control game on this. So that's why it's kind of yeah, that's
Yeah,
tough
the
here.
I've looked into it just because I'm going up against them. Like one of the only speed control options is like Icy Wind Kyogre, and it's just not that good.
You don't want Kyogre to be clicking Icy Wind.
yeah.
No, it feels like a waste of a turn
Yeah.
to use Kyogre as support.
Yeah.
Love Disc is actually pretty good speed control with Entrain with
Yeah,
Swiss
I
Swim, and
mean,
also
then you have to bring Love Disc.
Love Disc can also use Endeavor with its Focus Sash and then Quick Attack
But now
or
you're
Aqua
like
Jet.
using up the focus sash, which it would be way better used on like Breloom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. It can also use Icy Wind, so there's that. But yeah, I think it's kind of rough. And then Sharpedo has Speed Boost, so you have that going for you.
That
So
is true.
you have a little bit of something here, but it's not. Yeah, to your point, it's definitely not much. And your Trick Room is Regirock and Nose Pass, which isn't super inspiring. Dusclops is kind of such a menace that it can just like on its
It can
own.
contribute without even setting Trick Room
Yeah.
with some pain split.
I mean, you can be in late game situations where Dusclops just slowly nightshades the team to death and you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting strats you could run is imprison Dusclops, like give it protect and imprison.
Hmm.
And so
Oh
now
yeah.
there's no way to guard against like powerful spread Kyogre moves or, you
Yeah.
know, powerful whatever you want. Like imprisoning away protect is such a strong strategy, especially on something that's so hard to remove as Dusclops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dusclops is a menace, and it's got a pretty nice variety of options it can go for. I mean, it can just sit around and Will-O-Wisp stuff, like I don't know, just a lot of things. Um. Yeah, that's my sixth pick. This one's kind of really tough for me because I'm kind of between James and Lily. That'll kind of give away my next pick. I think I'm going to ultimately give it to James and put James in this slot because
Yeah, I
I
think
did
that's a
talk
great choice.
about I did talk about like how it puts you in an uncomfortable position of like if I set rain, then I give all these other Pokemon a benefit. If I let the sun exist, I give Groudon a benefit. But you also have the option of just kind of like you don't have to set rain. You can just remove sun with like sand or snow, and then or if you have, is there any other Cloud9 user? There's not, but there's
No,
Rayquaza.
Cloud9's
It's
a
like
super rare ability just generally.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's just Altaria and Golduck, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
but like the Altaria is like screwing up its own team, and then I mean Rayquaza has Delta Stream, which also basically does the same thing as Cloud9, right? Or
No,
whatever.
not even close.
It
Like
has
it has
no, it has
airlock,
this.
which is Cloud9, but Delta
Yeah, that's the
Stream,
one.
Delta Stream
uh,
is the improved airlock. It's when it mega evolves.
Yeah, but doesn't
to
And
Delta
get rid
Stream
of
still
flying
have
type
the
weaknesses.
same effect as it still
it has the
also
same
does?
effect, but then it also removes flying types weaknesses.
Okay,
It
well
doesn't remove
then
effects of weather per se, it just overwrites any weather. And since there's no other primal weathers, it itself cannot be overwritten, so kind of the same, I suppose.
yeah, in effect it shuts down the weather.
Yeah.
So so I think there are ways to basically my point is like it's not like James will always be only in sun or rain. And so if you're not only in sun or rain, then what? And if you want to set your own rain, you're screwing over your own Groudon. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
Ludicolo is just always going to be not as good as it could be on this team because you kind of don't want rain for Groudon,
yeah.
yeah.
The
but
only
Ludicolo wants
That's
rain.
fair. I mean, the Cloud9 does give you a very niche tech because Cloud9 does negate even primal weathers. So,
Oh,
like if we had Desolate Land, Primordial Sea, but we do have Delta Stream, Cloud9 still works. So, if you send Altaria out there, Rayquaza is still 4 times weak to ice.
yeah, that's pretty good.
that is pretty good. And Altaria, you use Mega has like a fairy
And what's good is
typing, which
that
is good against the Rayquaza.
like Kyle's team doesn't have an obvious Tailwind user. I mean it's Ninjask, but come on, it's freaking
This
Ninjask.
might be the
So
team to defeat Kyle.
yeah,
I was kind of saying before the season started, before any games were played, that if Kyle loses any games, that's exclusively on him. He has such an advantage on just team building that if he loses, that's his fault, not the other person's benefit.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just say Lily is fifth. I kind of already made that obvious, but yeah. So Lily, Deoxys is it's interesting. You just have to get a lot of value out of the versatility. And here's the thing: is Lily has Deoxys, and then Hariyama, which is like kind of a trick room Pokemon, but then Absol, which is a fast frail Pokemon, which is kind of the same thing as Deoxys in a way. Like fast and frail is mostly what Deoxys is. I mean, Deoxys can be bulky, but then Camerupt and Regice, which are two more Trick Room Pokemon, and then Meganium, which isn't fast. So I'm like, are you supposed to do Trick Room? But then how do you do Trick Room? Because your only option is to do Defense Deoxys, and then if you're using Defense Deoxys for Trick Room, I don't know if I'm that inspired by it. Like, I don't know, because you can play fast and like, yeah, Fake Out is still good. Regice is so bulky that even when it's going last, it can still get some good work done, especially against all the dragon types. There are a lot of prominent dragon types that Regice can help you deal with. And Meganium too, honestly, because of its fairy typing if it goes Mega, which is probably the Mega of choice in most games. I mean, you have Mega Absol Z, which is probably gonna. I'm sure there'll be a time you want to use it, but probably using Meganium. And then your Tailwind user is Masquerain, which is like it's fine. But then even Trapinch and Clamperl, so it's like you're kind of. I feel like by not having an alternative Trick Room Center to Deoxys, you're kind of putting yourself in this situation where you can't make Deoxys quite as versatile as you want it to be because it has to. You want it to kind of set the Trick Room in its bulky form because it's the only way you're setting Trick Room on this team.
Well,
And
yeah, you would do that only in the matchup where you feel like Trick Room is necessary.
yeah, but so many of your Pokemon are Trick Room Pokemon that it's like
Yeah.
then you're locked into basically using the five non Trick Room Pokemon every other week. So
I
you know
feel
what
like
I
though,
mean?
if you
Like
torture your Pokemon, since we are still playing with Gen 9 IV EV rules, like everything in Hoenn's got such an awkward speed tier where that, with only a few exceptions like Latios, Latias, Salamence, Rayquaza, most could probably function in a Trick Room team if you build specifically for that.
yeah, I suppose that's true. It's just like if it's tricky. It's tricky because you're not going to be guaranteed going faster in Trick
It
Room
is tricky.
if the other person like is expecting it all. So yeah, yeah, that's my take. Carter, what do you got for fifth or fourth
Fifth. Oh, fourth. Yeah, fourth. I think.
or fifth overall? Sorry, it's a fourth choice, but it's fifth overall. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Apples to oranges. Um, I I think I think it's probably me. Um, I like my team a lot. I think it's really cool. Theming is nice.
I do
But
like the names.
yeah, yeah. Did you like the names I put on the
I liked
for
it a
my match
lot.
with Kyle?
Was it the Aggron that was luggage?
Yeah, Aggron
That
is
was good.
luggage.
Nice.
What was the Chimecho's name? Because I know that you brought it on
Oh,
26.
yeah, Chemeko is Pilot.
Fair enough.
Because I thought like, when they have the chime and it's like this is your captain speaking.
Okay, that's
Hmm.
fair. Well, I look forward to whatever the other names are. Spin as the
And
drunk
because Chemeko
passenger.
is my favorite, so of course it's the pilot. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Spindo would be the drunk passenger. Crawdon is angry passenger. Anyway, yeah, I think my team is good. I have a few really good options. I have Latios with Spindo, the contrary thing. As soon as I bust that out, it's gonna be really good. I have Prankster Tailwind, which is fantastic. Um, it is hard to make like Aggron work, and some of the speed tiers like Crawdon and Tailwind was actually not bad against a team that didn't have a Tailwind setter, with Kyle's team, I was able to outspeed Rayquaza with Groudon and Tailwind, which is pretty cool. So it's not that
Yeah,
bad.
that is
But
impressive.
yeah, but against some of the really fast ones, it might be more difficult. And yeah, the last three picks are kind of garbage, but I am hoping there's going to be like at least some kind of niche to make them work. I'd love to do Boom Burst with Exploud if that's ever viable. And I'd love to find some way to make Tropius work. It's never going to happen. Maybe against James because of chlorophyll, but
Yeah, because
yeah,
Doesn't
of
I don't know.
Tropius
chlorophyll.
get Harvest?
It does get Harvest.
Harvest is always
And
there's
you know
some
what?
bullshit you can do with
Tropius
Harvest.
Tropius is bulky. Like,
Yeah, max
that's
bulk
the
in
one
the sun.
thing
Like you run a sun team,
going for it.
you do citrus berry harvest.
Yeah, and I can set Sun with Prankster on Volbeat, so like if I
Yeah,
want to do that, I can. It's just, yeah, it's kind of, I
I
think it's a little bit difficult to make my team work, and it does have some overlapping weaknesses and a bit of a lack of coverage in some areas. And Mantine does sort of suck, but yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
You have
yeah.
double wide guard.
Yeah, I have
Uh,
double wide guard. It wasn't relevant against Kyle, but yeah, I do have it.
yeah.
I
Um,
feel like you maybe should have picked a different keeper.
I don't think there was a better keeper to pick, honestly, than Mantine. I would have. It might have been better to just have no keeper at all. But I thought Mantine would be valuable with Swift Swim and Wide Guard.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's
Your
just
other
high special
keeper
defense. Plus, there's like
option.
no electric types in this gen.
Ah, joke's on you. I got like the only one.
Yeah.
You could have kept. I wouldn't have hated to see a Heracross keeper. And then you have Heracross
But
instead of
that's like pick
Aggron.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to give that up.
Yeah, Heracross over Aggron is debatable.
Hmm. I
All
think
right.
Aggron's going to pop the fuck off.
Yeah, they could be.
It
They
was
could be
already doing some
weak.
work in
They,
the game today. And I did no practice before my game with Kyle. That was the very first time using my team at all. So the fact that I did as well as I did, when he practiced a lot for that matchup. So
oh
I
yeah.
think there's some potential here. But yeah, there's other teams that are better than mine. I think just like on paper.
Hmm. Okay. Cool. Cool. So let's see. Next up, I guess I can go next. Who have we not rated? We got Greenlee, Alex, Kyle. Who am I forgetting? Oh, I didn't put my own team on there. Okay. Uh, all right. Greenlee, Alex, Kyle, and mine. I think. Well, I think I'm gonna put Alex next. I have similar concerns as you mentioned, Carter. Like the lack of speed control is rough. I do think Dusclops is very good. I think having Breloom without some kind of consistent like Tailwind or some crap like that to let it go first and use Spore is pretty sad. I think Breloom also struggles a little into the top threats. Like, okay, using Spore against any of these really important Pokemon is so valuable.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna at the very least force them to like consider Breloom, like consider the following, like try to kill it before it gets the spore off.
yeah, because if you spore like a Rayquaza, or you spore Jirachi, or you spore Groudon, spore Salamence, like these kinds of things are really important. Um, in formats like this where the power can be really concentrated into one Pokemon, Spore becomes more valuable than ever, and it's always good. So there is that, but like that's why it's not lower on the list. But yeah, Sceptile completely ass. I was looking at his move pool, and it's just like it's just abysmal. It just doesn't learn any moves. Like it has no moves to choose from like that are good. It has physical moves, but it's a special attacker, and it has like very very few special attacks. Regirock is I think Regirock is pretty solid. It's like decent value for this round, but it's the first picked Reggie. It is the best one, but I think, but in my opinion, although Regice is debatable. Like, yeah, I don't know. Sharpedo is weak. There's a reason no one is using this thing in champions. Yeah, and like the Lovedust speed control is it's not terrible. but if the weather goes up, then it basically becomes non-existent, and then that's not that hard to do, especially against these prankster Pokemon, especially against all these weather setters. Like, there's a lot of weather setters. You have to deal with 2 prankster Pokemon, 2 and 3 switch-in weather setters.
You have to
Um,
deal with 3 prankster Pokemon, like
oh,
three
right.
team pack.
Three prankster
Yeah.
Pokemon. But to be fair, one of the switch-in weather setters is on the same team as the prankster Pokemon. So
That's
ultimately,
true.
it's 5
Actually,
teams
yeah,
that
yeah. Oh God. Yeah, 5 full teams where your strategy just kind of falls apart because if you don't get,
if you don't have
rain
rain,
controlled,
yeah, then
that's kind of it.
exactly. So that's a lot of teams where you can't rely on your
Yeah.
weather, and
Leftisk is
you
basically only going to be good against Lily, but even then, you've got Deoxys. Nothing's going to outspeed that.
well, I mean, Swift Swim Love
Swift
will def
Swing,
will
Kyogre.
outspeed
Yeah,
Deoxys.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
It
like
will.
you'd have to run
Choice
max
Scarf,
speed, choice scarf, the
speed
access
form.
Really
speed,
scarf
or
Deoxys speed form.
Yes, then you could do
right.
it.
Um, I was messing around the other day and it wasn't terrible. Being able to outrun Tailwind Pokemon is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, you can be faster than Prankster Tailwind. That's the thing. Um, but yeah, yeah. So pretty much that. I thought Zangoose had Fake Out. It doesn't, so that Pokemon's completely useless. And then Lombre like does have Fake Out, but boy, oh, if you have to use Lombre, uh, yikes. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. That's why I put Alex there. Who do you have for fourth?
Yeah, I mean it's high up as it is because
Kyogre.
Alex has Kyogre, yeah. And honestly like a
Good
decent
Pokemon.
few like Pokemon to go into that rain team. Like it's having 2 grass types makes sense on a rain team. And then having Sharpedo to increase that power of your, liquidations and stuff.
Yeah,
And Aqua Jet.
if you just had like one speed control Pokemon, like if you just had like a Swellow or like
Yeah.
a Tailwind user.
Plus Sceptile, Mega Sceptile protecting you with Lightning Rod when you need it. That's going to be helpful.
Yeah, that is kind of
I
nice.
don't
Yeah.
know. I think it's going to be less helpful than you might think because there's very few stab electric types, and Kyogre's already so bulky that any non-stab thunderbolts or whatnot is probably not going to one-shot it anyway.
Yeah, but when you do have the matchup with you and the matchup with James, that will be helpful.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
And then
Agreed.
when you don't want to use Mega Sceptile, you have Mega Sharpedo.
Mm-hmm. Mega Sharpedo can be good. I think it's not good, but it's very usable. Like you get the speed boost turn one, and then you go Mega, and then you get
Hmm.
the strong jaws. You hit very hard and very fast. So I mean you're a glass cannon, but
Yeah,
you're a fast cannon, fast and powerful
fast
cannon.
can.
So yeah.
So
And the
who's
wide
next?
guard nose pass. Yeah, you got to
Wise
decide
Guard
who's
knows
next.
best.
It's your pick.
Who won? Who's next? You decide. So
What's your?
I'm thinking it's between you and Lily. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a spoiler, I guess. But ooh, it is tricky. I think I'm gonna choose your team.
That's fair.
Just because like I think Lily's team speed control wise is a little bit more versatile. I think you have like an obvious tailwind mode. That's why your team is called Fairy Tailwind. But your Trick Room mode is a little bit lacking. It's Slowking, Walrein, and Swalot. And I don't fear those Pokemon very much at all.
Cradily, Cradily slow as hell.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. I don't know much about Cradily or what it's capable of beyond
it's
just
just
being there for Storm Drain.
yeah,
But I mean, it's got decent stats from what I remember.
it's bulky. Has like 90 special attack or something like that. It can sit around and hit things, but it's not
Your
nothing
team is
crazy.
is really strong. Having Salamence and Tailwind for Salamence is going to be like a force to be reckoned with at all times. And then Gardevoir. with the Megaform, the Pixelate Hyper Voice. It's always difficult to deal with. But then like beyond that, it drops off pretty quick in terms of like viability. I think Shift Tree kind of kind of I don't know. It's got the Wind Rider. That's a good ability, and that'll go well with your Tailwind stuff. But then it's Cradily, and then it's all your slow Pokemon, and I don't think Meditate really. Having the Pure Power skill swap is good. It's like there's always these like late picks where it's like you pick them because they have a niche thing they can do, but it's like, are you ever actually going to do that? Like when do you actually bust that out? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
That's
I
what
think
is the question.
it's a tough question. The answer would probably be sometime. I don't know. Who knows? I think the answer would be probably when I'm like I put a bunch of bulk into Salamence instead of putting much into its attack at all, and then double its attack, so then it becomes like bulky and still hitting hard. That's like my vision for it, but I don't know. Yeah, when is it actually good? It's hard to say. I think it
It's
would.
tough to do that. You have to give up the better support in the Tailwind, the Prankster Tailwind Illumise.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And the thing is like Salamance's abilities are actually good, so
yeah.
taking them away is kind of rough. Like you don't want to take away Aerialate from
Eh,
like
I know
that.
double is more than 20%, so
It's true. It is. So like it is more
yeah.
damage, but it's not as much more damage as like if it was a Pokemon that had, you know,
a worse
not as good of
ability.
a worse ability. So
Like it would
Like
be
Lead
better
could
on
say.
like Metagross because like Tough Claws is just inferior pure power.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah. And
And
so
Clear
you're
Body
losing
is
stab and the 20% on like a something like double edge. It's like specific calcs. That's when it's gonna come out. When I'm practicing prepping for some match and I realize a specific calc where it's like I just can't one shot this, but if I do this stupid bullshit, then I can, So that's
yeah,
probably
maybe.
or like alternatively, I've thought about like instead of putting it on Salamence, putting it on like Swalot, right? This Pokemon that's already bulky but doesn't have a lot of attack, and then you swap
Yeah.
you give it a bajillion attack. It's like, yeah, okay, now it's actually Swalot is scary. I don't know, but who knows? We'll have to see if it actually pans out, or like maybe it's a way to make Walrein a threat under Trick Room. Like these are things I have in mind, but who knows? Maybe it'll never come.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's close between yours and Lily's team. I just fear some of the Pokemon on Lily's team a little bit more.
yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So Lily
What is
is
your
next.
deal with
Then
Hariyama? Because like I agree that it's useful, but you were putting it up in like Giga S tier and shit. Like, what's up with Hariyama? What do
yeah.
you see that I simply do not?
Tell me.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Tell us why Lily is the third place slot.
sure. I think Hariyama is
Hariyama.
a goated Pokemon. I think it's incredibly bulky. It has Fake Out, obviously, and a bulky Pokemon with Fake Out is already a good Pokemon. That's like one of the good things about Ludicolo. That's one of the good things about Incineroar. Then
That's not the good part about Incineroar.
I said it's
Let's
one
be
of the
real,
good
because
things.
he could
I
do
said
fake out,
one of.
bulky fake out before Intimidate, but no one used it.
What's that?
Like Incineroar could do bulky fake out shenanigans before he got Intimidate, but no one used it. Only after did he got Intimidate did people start thinking, "Oh, this is actually a really good
Yeah, but
Pokemon."
it's one of the good things about it. It's not what makes Incineroar good, but I'm just saying. Anyway, then also you have the belly drum strategies to
Mm-hmm.
make Hariyama just like this unstoppable threat. So yeah, I think it's a solid Pokemon, and it's a really bulky Pokemon in a format that is kind of lacking in that department.
Guts
That's yeah, and guts. So
and sheer force in case you don't want to actually fake out.
yeah, really great abilities.
Yeah,
It's
I
just a
mean,
solid Pokemon. There's no like
I think
one
it's solid,
thing.
but I don't know. I think it's a bit over. Like, don't get me wrong, Belly Drum off of 120 attack is really fucking good.
Yeah,
However, at 50 speed, it kind of needs to be in Trick Room and doesn't really have priority. Like it has like Vacuum Punch or like Vacuum Wave,
Vacuum
but
wave,
that's
yeah, it's not
special,
a good
so you're not doing anything with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
no
it's like
mock,
it's
no
bulky
mock
enough
punches,
that
bro.
in the right matchups, it doesn't really need to outspeed anything to do that damage.
Yeah, you can
I
put
guess.
all into bulk. You can put all your investment into bulk if you're doing belly drum. So there's that. But yeah. Well, tell me about Lily's team as a whole, outside of just
Yeah,
our yeah.
Lily's team as a whole. So I think it just has a really good blend of fast Pokemon and slow Pokemon. I mean, maybe it's more on the slow side, is you've got the three Pokemon that are really good in Trick Room. I actually don't know how fast Meganium is. It's kind of like mid tier, isn't it?
It's 80. It's the same as
80. Yeah.
Gardevoir,
So yeah, that's
and
a fast Pokemon. That's like a decently fast Pokemon that will really work in Tailwind. So you have the Deoxys, Absol, Meganium, Masquerain that are like your kind of Tailwind mode, and then you have the Hariyama, Camerupts, and Regice that are really slow. So if you want to do a Deoxys Trick Room mode, you can do that. And I think we've really just yet to see Deoxys in action. I think it's going to prove to be very difficult to plan for. And so Lily's always going to have something up her sleeve with Deoxys. You're never going to know what it's going to do that week. You can guess based on the matchup, but you don't know if they're going to go for the fast glass cannon, tailwind mode, or the bulky, really honestly pretty threatening trick room mode. The only thing is you don't have any like weather control. So Camerupt is like take it or leave it depending on the matchup, but. Yeah, and Meganium is amazing. Mega Meganium is a menace in Champions. That's a Pokemon that has coverage for like every situation.
yeah, that's a really really good keeper. I yeah. If Mega was available last season,
There's
there's no
just so
way
much
Meganium gets
value.
drafted 6th round.
There's
It's
so much
a
value on this team, and Masquerain is like also a really good Pokemon. Like we kind of, it's a little bit crazy that it went so late, in my opinion, because it has Intimidate and Tailwind, and like that's kind of all you need in a lot of situations. Those are two things that are going to be massively valuable. And then so I think like the team doesn't really start dropping off until Clan Pearl. Like the last three are the ones that are not so good. I don't think Seviper is doing anything. I don't think we're ever going to see Clan Pearl in action. I know Lily really wants to make Trap Pinch work, but I think that's just a bit. So, but yeah, everything up until then is like amazing, and we haven't even really seen the new Mega Absol. Like that's going to be something you can do. 151 speed,
yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
absurdly fast.
It
Absurdly fast.
it's I think it's really great and like I don't think picking Absol as of right now is very good, but in 2 days when the new champion season gets announced and I'm willing to bet they release more, if not the rest of the megas.
Hmm.
Mega Absol Z is probably gonna be really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already available for this league, so yeah. Once it gets an actual ability, it might be even worse for everybody. But yeah, it's a good gamble, I
Yeah,
guess.
we might have all collectively fucked up in the same way that no one understood that Jirachi has goddamn fucking follow me.
Yeah, that is
Good
so
lord.
crazy. All right, let's let me get my next pick. I mean, I was also gonna put myself next. I was debating between the same thing between me and Lily. Like I think my team is really good though. I mean, I'm putting myself third still, right? Salamence is just quite strong, and then Gardevoir is a really good complement for it. That's like my dual mega, right? Like, I think it's good to have a little dual mega where you have two really good ones. I mean, like Gardevoir also matches like nicely into the matchups where I feel like Salamence can struggle. So like against the dragon types, right? Because Salamence doesn't, is weak to dragon, or like the ice Pokemon, like Regice. Gardevoir has like mystical fire and stuff, which can really make Regice pretty sad. So like, I think it's just a nice little combo. And then Illumise is like the superior Volbeat because of an Encore. It's really, really, really annoying to play into Illumis because you can't do things like click Protect. You can't do things like click Tailwind. I mean, you can, but at significant cost. So, it supports these two really well. I will admit that, like, outside of Salamence and Gardevoir, yeah, the team falls off because I used a pretty early round to pick up Cradily. That might come to bite me, but at least it will secure me this really great matchup into Kyogre. Maybe I overvalued that. I don't know. It could be good into Melodic too. Like, Melodic can't, like, it gets completely walled by Cradily, I think. Melodic,
Yeah, and it's good into like any water type, and there's a lot of water types here. So
yeah, so like it does pretty much wall. Like, it's unfortunately not the best versus Greenleaf's team because it gets hit for super effective by Metagross, which is the bigger problem on that team. But yeah, it has a place. It could have a place even into the James team, right? With like for Alligator and stuff. So yeah, Cradily can do things, and then Shift Tree. I think it's getting slept on. I think a little bit because it hits very hard with Wind Rider, and I have Prankster Tailwind, so that's a really nice combo. And like, I mean, it hits very, very hard.
Yeah.
And it has
And
Fake
Wind
Out as
Rider
well. So that's really nice into these, like, Fake Out is so valuable into these Pokemon that are like giga strong. I agree my Trick Room isn't the best, but honestly, in some ways, Slowking can just be here to imprison, to stop others from getting the Trick Room. So I think that's in and of itself quite valuable. But yeah, there might be a time where I can run Ice and use Walrein or Whalrein because I think Walrein, yeah, Walrein because it's a good Pokemon and has fucking incredible stats. So yeah, we'll see, and then that can be the week that Cradily also does some work.
yeah,
I don't have too much to say about the rest.
Walrein is one of those Pokemon where I just don't know anything about it because I've never seen anyone use it.
Yeah,
It's
me
not
neither.
even. It wasn't in Gen 9. It was in Gen 8, but like I don't even remember people using it then. So yeah, I don't
I
know.
completed the Pokedex in Gen 8, so I must have gotten a wall ride at some point, but I don't remember it at all. Wait,
Yeah,
was
it's
it?
kind of a forgettable Pokemon.
It probably wasn't in the regional dex. It was probably only in the like available Pokemon, but not in the regional dex because I don't think I actually got that Pokemon. So, Robin, you're gonna say
Yeah,
something?
I think it was just in DLC or something.
Mm, No, I mean, I think that your team is just really strong. I also, Wind Rider makes you immune to way more things than you think.
Yeah,
Like, Icy Wind, sure, but like Blizzard and Heat Wave are both wind moves.
yeah. You can't get hit by Heat Wave and Blizzard, which is nice because you'd be
Yeah,
weak to those moves. So
Right, like those are moves that almost certainly going to be busted out at some point,
yeah,
and Shifty's just immune to both of them. So, like, it just means that, hey, if you want to run a good spread option, you have to pick something else or not run spread.
yeah.
So Shiftry doesn't really do that. Like he does a lot on like the actual match, but I think his importance on the team is in the pressure of team building.
Yeah. I mean, having that against Blizzard is super nice because it's something that Salamence is so scared of. So it's like having a swap in immunity to Blizzard that's pretty good.
and
Mhm.
Heatwave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are
I mean,
incredibly
not
relevant.
for Salamence, but yeah, just in general.
hmm Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good team. All right, Carter, number 2 overall.
Number 2 overall.
I think we've made it obvious who we think is number
It's
1, but
it's Greenly. Greenly's number 2.
yeah, I agree. Why is Greenlee number 2?
This team slaps. You have Pelipper, and you have Metagross and Swampert. So you have this really good Rain core, and then you also have Blaziken, just in case maybe you don't want to use Rain. Um, that's just a good synergy. And then you have like Blaziken with Swampert if you want to set the Rainbow.
That is
Maybe
really funny. It'd be really funny if you set the rainbow and then bring Metagross out and spam Ironhead with a 60% chance to flinch. That would be
Yes.
hilarious. I
It'd be
don't know if it's
great.
good, but it would certainly be funny.
Wait,
And
hold
then
on.
you do have Shedinja, who I don't know that it's gonna be that good, but it's something to consider. Always, it's gonna. I valued Shedinja as highly as I did just because it creates this like strategic
It's team
like
building pressure.
pressure. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Um, it's something you got to consider. And then just Pelipper's one of the best Pokemon ever. Um, really great like tool set there.
Like, Shedinja's mere existence can eat up move slots on the opposing person's team.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they have to be like, oh, but what
Every
about
Pokemon
Shedinja?
has to be able to hit Shedinja, and it's not
Yeah.
that hard to hit Shedinja. But Greenlee could use Soak on Shedinja, and you don't know if it's gonna you don't know if it's gonna happen. Um, Flygon,
What's the soak user?
the Soak user, I don't know who gets Soak off the top of my head, but there's three
Yeah.
water types here, so
It's
it's
not
gotta be one
Salamence.
of them.
I don't think Pelipper gets Silk either, because I've run a hard rain team in uh what's it called in Champions.
Pelipper does get Soak.
Pelipper does get learn Soak. Jesus.
in in
Well,
Gen.
so there you go.
In Gen
But
6.
Shift Tree is immune to hurricanes, so
Also true.
But then
Another benefit to
you
Shift Tree. Let's
also
go
have
Shift Tree.
the really great thing about Green's team is like you have Pelipper as a tailwind setter. Maybe that's what you do usually. But then you also have Swellow if you want a fast tailwind. Because Pelipper's not that fast. Usually you're gonna have to wait to get the tailwind off.
Yeah,
But
Swallow having Tailwind as a
Swellow,
surprise factor was made it so
yeah,
value.
like that's wild. It's like what 125 speed. So there you go. And Swellow's just this amazing like guts flying type attacker, physical attacker. So that's like it gives it that niche outside of what Pelipper can do, who's more special oriented and really more of a support than an attacker anyway. Like Pelipper's doing most of its damage with like Hurricane and Weather Ball, which are good moves, and you know it sets its own range, so it's able to do that. But there could be situations where having like that physical Brave Bird type shit is better.
Yeah. I am also putting Greenlee second overall. A lot of the same reasons. I think if you look at Metagross, like what does Metagross doesn't like? It doesn't like ground types. Okay, well we don't care because we have Swampert and Pelipper to like kind of fuck up the ground types. It doesn't
Yeah,
like dark types. Okay, well Blaziken can deal with those. Can just close
yeah.
combat the fuck out of them. And finally, it doesn't like fire types. Okay, well we have Rain and Swampert again, and even
Yeah.
Flygon also fucks up fire types pretty bad. Um, so like I just think you picked this incredible Pokemon in Metagross, and then you picked a lot of really good synergies to cover it. So then on top of that, we talked about Shedinja. I think just by it existing, it will straight up like force opponents to use a move slot to pick a move that they might not otherwise pick, and that is valuable. Shedinja gets that value just for existing. It doesn't have to come to a single battle.
Hmm.
I mean, it should come probably at least once or twice to make sure that that pressure stays up. But the fact that it's there, it can do that without even showing up to the battle like 80% of the time. And then, yeah, Swellow got this incredible like buff that no one realized it had, which is it had Tailwind, and no one knew that. So that's insane. You have the fastest Tailwind setter outside of the Prankster Pokemon, which is the third fastest. So if you're not playing against me or Carter, you have the fastest Tailwind, so congratulations to you. So that's pretty incredible, and you can get
Yeah.
Tailwind before anything else can act. And then even like Armaldo and Gorbis, like these are usable Pokemon. These are like fully evolved usable Pokemon with good stats. Like they have other things holding them back. Don't get me wrong, but Gorbis is a decent special attacker with Swift Swim, and you have Rain. And then you have Armaldo, which is just this really bulky, slow Pokemon. If you're against some Trick Room, it can be like your anti-Trick Room to help you get through it because it's very hard to hit for super effective damage. Its Bug Rock typing isn't actually that bad defensively, and it has really good stats. So you ended up with basically only one bad Pokemon on this team, and you have really nice synergies across the board. Flygon is like kind of mediocre, obviously, but like it's good. It has good stats. It has high stats, even though it can't use them that well. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of stat points and a lot of good synergies across the board. So, and Metagross is sick. It's like I love Metagross. I almost basically did exactly this. I
Okay.
picked Salamence, but I almost picked Metagross with the hope that I would get Pelipper on their turnaround. Um, and I feel like in retrospect, maybe that's what I should have done because this team looks like I'd rather maybe have that than mine, but whatever. I think I'll make mine work. I think it's the later
But
picks
think
that.
about this. She only has one bad Pokemon, but that Pokemon completes the Fire Water Grass core. So
This is true.
there's the value.
You could put Eviolite on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
No, but
Maybe
very
if you're
good.
playing against that many water types, you can bring it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and then I think so. We agree the best team is Kyle's team.
Yeah, we do.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not even fucking close.
yeah,
The fact
probably
that
not.
Jirachi gets follow me, I mean, come on.
I will emphasize it will be a fucking miracle if anyone beats this team.
Yeah, this team is absurd. I mean, I'll talk a little bit. I mean, Mega Rayquaza is definitely like the best single Pokemon probably ever created. So there's that. In doubles, it's not as insane. Don't get me wrong; like it's a little more manageable because it is doubles, but it's not. That doesn't make it not insanely good. Like obviously, it's hard to. You're knocking it down from best ever to like second or third best. Like it's not crazy bad, but yeah, there's that, and then I think if we knew Jirachi had Follow Me, it would have been picked like maybe
Oh God,
even as like instead of
big
Sableye.
ass.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I would have 1,000% given up like screen support or whatever
Yeah,
for follow me. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Quash is a really fun form of speed control, but there are a lot of dark types in this gen. Jirachi is so much better.
yeah,
it's the
Jirachi's
only
way better.
redirect. It's
Yeah,
the
the
only
only
Right.
redirect,
redirect,
and it's fucking Jirachi.
and you
It's
got it
the
with
100 base
Really
stat, like
bulky.
the 600 base stat, perfectly even distribution.
it's
Really good move pool too.
it's probably the single best Follow Me user, not just in this gen but ever. If I'm gonna be that
Yeah,
bold to say that
if it
because
were legal in like actual official formats, it
like
probably would
better
be.
than Clefairy, better than Electabuzz, better than Togekiss, because this thing has better stats and it can do other things and it has a really good ability. You know, so this thing is just Togekiss but better. And typing
Thing is,
better.
its ability doesn't synergize great with it being a follow me user, but
That's
I don't
true,
know. Even
but
that, it's still just good to have it.
it's good to have the option of just being a piece of shit instead of like you're just a. Oh, this piece of shit star is gonna be a nightmare for everybody. So yeah, and then melodic is melodic. I do think luckily after that it falls off a bit. Like I don't think Metachamp's slocking is actually that good.
No,
Um,
and the
so
Ninja
thank
is not bringing anything to the table. I
yeah,
don't
not
think
really. So at
at
least
all.
at a minimum, you pretty much have this core of three that you have to kind of figure out a way around.
Yeah,
But that core of three is so massively powerful that good luck. And so yeah, that's the power rankings. That's our rankings.
I like it. I might. I could maybe be convinced to swap Kyle and Greenlee. Just considering the rest of the team how it falls off because it does make it kind of predictable. You pretty much know what's going to happen with this team, and even in my
Yeah.
no practice, match with him, I went to game 3. I was able to like one shot Jirachi with a knockoff. I mean, it's not like impossible to overcome this team,
Yeah,
but
but
Yeah.
it is gonna be very frustrating.
I think that's doesn't say much about the team. I think that just says more about you, right? Like I think it's a
Man.
skill of the pilot thing. Like he's driving a Ferrari but doesn't know how to drive stick. Like
Yeah.
he has by far in a way the best team.
Yeah,
And
on
if the
paper.
tables were turned and you were piloting it, it would be nigh undefeatable. Like even with all of the counter teaming effort in the fucking world, I don't think that would change. Like if you just had a more experienced like Pokemon player.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I do think like the I don't know. I do think the core three, like you are lacking versatility. Like this core three, if you figure out a way around it, it could be tough. But I don't know. Yeah, the versatility goes a long way in draft league. I think is the thing.
That's true. But I mean, Rayquaza's got a pretty solid moveset. You can run both physical and special attacks.
Yeah.
You can do that on the same fucking set.
Yeah,
It
that's
could
true.
like 3 or 4 shot my Aggron with Earth Power, which
Right. And like Rayquaza also gets access to Swords Dance. So if you
yeah,
just want to go even harder, you can. Like the only thing that Rayquaza doesn't have is spread damage.
yeah.
But it can pretty much reliably one or two shot almost everyone in the field.
And Mega Rayquaza with the Delta Stream makes it really hard to remove, like,
Yeah.
because you can't just reliably one shot it with Ice Beam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, you can't even because you have to kill this stupid fucking Jirachi before you can touch it.
No, you can't.
Like, and so it's like good luck. I don't know. Hopefully, you can find a Blizzard user on your team. I guess I don't know. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah,
Tough stuff.
it's so good. This combo. It shouldn't have been allowed to happen. Like if I
Well,
frankly
we didn't
if
know. We didn't know. It's an event move.
yeah, if frankly, if we had done our research properly and put
Yeah.
Jirachi has followed me in the write up, then Jirachi would have been picked like
Yeah,
eight
there's
picks
no way we
earlier,
would have let it go all the
and
way
so
back.
there's basically no chance that that Jirachi
I
ends up on
mean,
the same team as Kyogre or as
Rayleigh got
Ray.
drafted before it.
Yeah,
Leaf
that's
Polo.
yeah, that's absurd. That's absurd. I mean, like we could have had Rayquaza fucking Hariyama, okay, now you have a balanced team, but the Rayquaza Jirachi, it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
what have we done? So, yeah. Okay, you want to talk about the matchups a little? Because that was the other
Sure.
thing. All right, I need to zoom back out. Uh, so yeah, so first we have the Gen 3 janitors, sans logo, but they do have a team name versus Sunny Shore Wakes. Robin, you want to talk about it first? Without
Sure.
revealing too
I
much.
I feel pretty good about this team for a variety of reasons. I just like I know once again I've drafted like one of the worst teams in the league, and by the fourth gen season I will get better, I promise. But geez, I just think that Kyogre just doesn't have a particularly good matchup. It loses to a lot of my Pokemon. I have multiple forms of weather control against a team that kind of needs rain to be up.
Hmm.
You have two fire weaknesses versus Torkoal, who's one of the best fire types, period. Um, yeah, and like Ampharos and Cacturne can both do significant damage to Kyogre or Sharpedo, if not outright one-shot it. So it's pretty rough. Like you'd be fighting a pretty serious uphill battle to break through.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
gonna
pretty.
be a pivoting game for sure. The battle of the weather control. A lot of switches necessary. And I mean Sceptile is there for protecting against Ampharos. But then Sceptile is
It's quad
susceptible,
beat
you could say,
ice.
to to ice and then to Torkoal. And Latias I think is gonna be the biggest thing to overcome for Alex here. Latias is insanely specially bulky. It resists the water spout, and it has a great deal of coverage moves. Like it's got fucking ice beam, it's got energy ball, it's got really strong psychic stab for Breloom. I mean basically anything you could need for this team. So it's gonna be I think that's gonna be the biggest challenge. You need to like lean
Yeah,
into Sharpedo a lot.
I just don't know. I don't know if you could win the weather war on switches when you have prankster like weather on Sableye. It's,
Yeah, that too. That too.
it's
So you
like
don't.
you're kind of just fucked. I don't, like you because you as soon as you get the weather, it's instantly gone before you can use it every single time until Sableye is dead. So you kind of have to find a game plan that removes Sableye if you want to get weather, because like otherwise get fucked, you know. So you have to find a different game plan to play in the early game, and I think it is tough. I mean, everything Robin said. I think the one Pokemon we didn't talk about was Regirock. Um, but I think it's for good reason. Like I don't think Regirock can do much here. Um,
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
okay.
it's not
yeah,
bad, but it it
it's
doesn't
very
really
meh.
actually. It only hits Glalie for super effective. That feels wrong. Oh no, and
And
Torkoal.
Torkoal.
Yeah, yeah,
Torkoal.
yeah.
But Torkoal's so physically bulky. Like Torkoal doesn't care about like
And
a rock slide.
Celio. Don't forget about Celio.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, Celia also like spoiler alert, the only unevolved Pokemon on my team is probably gonna hold Eviolite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Also, don't forget about using Huntail to use Kyogre's Rain against it. It's
Ooh.
True.
a very
Now we're
powerful
thinking.
strategy. Yeah, so I don't know. It comes down to me to like, can you come up with some creative use of Dusclops to be like an annoying piece of shit, and then can you like, I don't know, figure out how to get rid of Sableye so that you can play Kyogre like end game. I think that's the only way. Sharpedo is good matchup. But like, yeah, it loses to Kakyoin and Ampharos, I guess. But like, it's got a good matchup at least into Latios, which is important.
Good matchup to Latias. It's good into Torkoal. It's bad
Yeah,
into Mawile. But, you could maybe deal with Sableye.
yeah. Dealing with Sableye is
And Glalie as well.
the
Yeah,
important
It's
thing.
Glalie.
So
unfortunately, I also have Sableye on my main team in Champions, so I'm incredibly familiar with how this Pokemon works and its quirks.
yeah,
It's a very quirky guy.
Yeah,
it's a fun one. All right, moving
Moving
on.
on.
Next matchup to talk about. This is my matchup. So yeah, I can
Ooh.
talk a little bit about this one. Yeah, Deoxys. I don't know what it's gonna be, so it's really scary. I mean, I have to basically be prepared for fast Deoxys or alternatively slow Deoxys with the Trick Room. I think Regice is probably a big problem for me. Meganium also a decently big problem for me because both match up so well into Salamence. I will Meganium a lot less so because Salamence can just one shot Meganium.
Yeah.
um, but Regice, yeah, it's annoying, and it's not that I mentioned Gardevoir has a good matchup, so this could be a matchup where I play a little more into Gardevoir overall. I haven't really decided my mega yet. I can always run both, or just one. So yeah, we'll keep that open. I'm not gonna say anything about that because that would be giving away way too much. So yeah, but those are some of the things I'm thinking about. Um, yeah, just basically, I think it's a thing of like, can I figure out a good way to get rid of Regice? If I can, then I'm chilling. Because Tailwind, like my Pokemon are fast enough that with Tailwind, even Speed Deoxys is getting outsped unless it's that Choice Scarf set that we talked about earlier, which I mean is a valid threat. Like Choice Scarf Deoxys is pretty scary. Speed Deoxys, because even my Tailwind can't outspeed you, which obviously is a terrifying prospect. But there are ways around it, and it's basically Shift Tree with Fake Out. So yeah, it's not like because that Pokemon, yeah, it's fast as fuck, but it's also frail. So if you just get faked out, um, you know, bye bye. So yeah, it's a weird positioning game of like what lead will you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna be very interested to see like which strategies you each choose to employ. Really, more on Lily's side because I feel like you obviously want to go for Tailwind here. You put like Taunt and Encore on Illumise. I don't know if you get. Do you get Taunt on Illumise?
No,
Is that
that's
one?
the trade off. No taunt, but instead you
Okay,
have
so no
encore.
Taunt, but instead of Encore. Okay, so that does make it a little harder to keep Deoxys from setting Trick Room if that happens, but you can at least encore the Trick Room to force a switch.
Yeah.
Um, or like especially if she's not expecting that, just on set Trick Room, which is the ideal scenario. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Just
you
imprison
obviously want to do
Slowking
that,
is the only other way.
but you don't necessarily know if Lily's just going to go for fast mode. I don't know which is better because thing is, okay, if you go like fast, right, then you probably want like Masquerain to set Tailwind. Then you have like Intimidate into Salamence. You have like an Intimidate off. But I think Intimidate is worse for your team than it is for Lily's. Um, Generally. Although that's only really true in the Trick Room mode because all the special attackers are like slower except for Meganium. So I guess what you would want to do if you're going fast if you're Lily, you're going like Tailwind is you want like Deoxys, Masquerain, and Meganium. Then you can intimidate the Salamence to make it less of a threat, and maybe you can outspeed with Meganium. But you don't because you get Tailwind anyway. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of
It's
tough.
it's hard.
You
It's
probably
hard to
want
leave
Trick Room.
behind Regice. I feel. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, you need Regice for this matchup, and Regice is going to be like difficult for you to deal with. You kind of just need to use like flamethrower and like
You
mystical fire and Gardevoir.
you could
Really,
try
is
to
what you want.
rely. You could try to rely on Deoxys Ice Beam, I guess. But then you're relying on Deoxys Ice Beam.
No, you don't want to. I think Trick Room mode is probably better overall, just because you're not outspeeding Salamence with anything but Deoxys, and Deoxys isn't really going to kill it. I don't know. Does it get Ice Beam? Probably,
It does.
but
Yeah,
it's
it does.
not. I don't know if you rely on that, like you said.
I
Um,
mean, it gets it, and it
you have
will
Camera.
absolutely kill. I mean, Deoxys is insanely strong,
It
but
is insanely strong.
yeah, but that. But then, if that's your only way of dealing with Salamence, then you know, I don't know. Deoxys is
Camerupt
frail
is also a
enough.
good answer to Gardevoir. That's something to keep in mind because it resists the fairy moves.
It
So
does.
if you have Camerupt and Trick Room, then that's pretty good. But it's not good into anything else
The
except
real
Shifter.
question is, how are you going to answer this Soul Rock? Because this Soul Rock is obviously
Oh
extremely
man,
powerful.
dog, we haven't even gotten to the Soul Rock yet. I mean, all this other preamble is just like,
You put pure power on the Soul
nonsense.
Rock and you're off to the races.
Whole pure power rifle. Skill swap on a Soul Rock for the explosion. Ooh,
Oh my god, you
there you
skill
go.
swap your power onto Soul
That's
Rock
turn one.
so it can explode.
It kills everything, including Meditite, and then you just have your last two versus Lily's last two.
Yeah, Lily's got no ghosts. There's no way to avoid it.
No ghost.
Except protect.
No, see, that's why you imprison first. So, like, you swap Meditite out, use Imprison Slowking with Protect to guarantee that everyone dies.
Oh boy. Okay.
We're cooking. I don't even need to see the match now. This is settled. All right, next one.
Next one.
I want to say last thing about it. I
Oh.
fucking love Lily's logo.
Oh. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
we come in
funny.
peace. Smile.
It's a good
It's
one.
really good. My favorite part is Trapinch like hanging out the side.
Mm-hmm. Alright. This is the next one. I mean, we have the last one, but that match has already
So,
been played, so I was thinking we just skip
yeah,
it.
we could talk about it briefly about what happened, but yeah, I mean that's more of review territory.
This
But
is the
Yeah, I
last
mean, a cheater
speculation.
happened.
yeah, but I lost anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's justice.
Okay, Steampunks versus the Kecleons corner bodega. So this is exactly the situation where like I was helping Green Team make this team, and I was like, yeah, we'll use Rain to shut down the Groudon Rain, and then or Sun, and then I realized actually no, maybe we don't because if we set Rain, then Ludicolo, Manectric, Registeel, and Feraligatr all have a better game, and it's
Yeah,
like, oops, you don't want to use Rain in your Rain team here. I'll say another thing about this is like Metagross is sort of the linchpin of the Steampunks, and this has got to be like one of the worst imaginable Metagross matchups. Like you don't
yeah.
do well into Groudon. You don't do well into Feraligatr. You do well into Mega Altaria, but I don't know that it'll be Mega Altaria. It probably won't be. You don't
No.
really care. Manectric is whatever. Ludicolo, you don't do anything. Steel or Registeel, you don't do anything. So like you just don't have any real like you have neutral matchups at best, like pretty much across the board, and you have like at least two that feel bad. So it's not a great Metagross game, but like we were talking about before, Steampunk like they have pretty good other options. You have Mega Swampert. It's a really good Swampert game. Pretty much across the board. It's scary into Ludicolo to be fair, but it's good into Groudon and Manectric, and then Blaziken. It's like not a bad Mega Blaziken matchup either. It's not good into Feraligatr, but it's I guess it's not good into Groudon either. But you can basically use Groudon Sun against it to beat up on all Groudon's partners. So yeah, it's an interesting one there. It just the sort of like there's a bit of a rock paper scissors kind of thing going on where it's like Swampert dies super hard to Ludicolo but beats the other stuff. Blaziken dies pretty hard to Groudon but beats up like Registeel and it can do okay into Ludicolo. So yeah, I don't know. I think overall Swampert is like the stronger looking Pokemon. Um, Metagross should still come. I mean, it's always going to come, but I don't know if it's like something you lean on. And then Shedinja. Always don't forget Shedinja. Don't count it out.
You
I
can't.
think this is actually a really good Armaldo game. It is neutral into ground. It's neutral into most of the things that it would be hit with
Oh
here,
yeah,
except for, water from Feraligatr.
And Registeel, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
yeah. I can get body pressed. I guess right. Is that what we're thinking about with the Registeel? Or no,
No,
there's just
just
steel
like
type moves.
Ironhead. Or no.
Ironhead. Yeah,
Is
Ironhead.
it special or
Yeah, it's,
physical?
it's neutral against fighting.
Yeah, it's neutral. So yeah, I could see Armaldo. Could be interesting.
The toughest thing for Greenlee here, I think, is dealing with Feraligatr. That's going to be the big because I don't really see an obvious answer to Feraligatr on
Yeah,
your team.
that's true. You don't have a fairy type attacker to beat it. You kind of like almost.
Are we just assuming that Feraligatr is gonna Mega?
Yeah, it could just
I
not,
would.
stick with Sheer Force.
I think
Yeah.
Sheer Force Life Orb's probably better than using the Mega. I think using like Mega Altaria might be the correct play here.
Hmm.
Just because it becomes so bulky, it's really hard to remove.
What do we think of Mega Manectric? I think probably not.
Probably
Probably
not
not.
considering that like gets hardcore beat down by Swampert. But that's why I think Mega Altaria is actually pretty solid because with one singular move of the Cotton Guard, it gets +3 defense, and the team leans heavy on physical attack.
Hmm.
And you have Pixelate Hyper Voice, which is like neutral into almost everything. Metagross is
Right,
the
yeah.
only counter.
Because, like, yeah, you are taking super effective bullet punches from Metagross, but at +3 defense, I'm not sure how much that matters.
Yeah, I actually only just now realizing how physical the steampunks are. It's kind of a similar situation to the
They're the
first.
punks. They're punks. That's their thing.
It's
Pelipper is
physical.
like the
It's
only special attacker.
yeah, Pelipper and Gorbis.
And
Like
Corvus, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
at least
and so, I mean, Mega Manectric isn't smart here, but I'd probably put it on your team as 6. Give it the Mega Stone just in case you want the on-demand Intimidate. Because it's actually really good because
Yeah,
Metagross has Clear Body before Mega Evolvings, but it's absolutely going to Mega. And then Tough Claws doesn't block Intimidate.
you don't have to make a Metagross though. You have two other options in Blaziken and Swampert. I mean, you probably don't use
Yeah,
Swampert, but Blaziken, Mega Blaziken, pretty fucking solid,
that's fair. I just don't
especially
know
in the
how
sun.
solid it is into this team in particular because like it's both of its stabs are resisted by Altaria. It's not going to deal that much to Groudon or Feraligatr. Its only real target is like Ludicolo and like Registeel.
And Benadryl can line in, but yeah.
And it's neutral into Ludicolo, and it is neutral.
Like it's
It's
neutral into Ludicolo and Manectric, and that's all it really needs to be is neutral. Like I think it could still do quite a bit to Groudon anyway.
Yeah,
Like
but
in
I
the
mean,
sun,
sad precipice blades.
sad Precipice Blades, but you're faster. You've got Speed Boost.
That's
yeah,
fair.
you're
I'd have to
looking.
run some calcs to see how much that matters.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. It's definitely there's some positioning stuff that has to happen correctly for both teams because like
Yeah.
they both have really strong answers into the other person's stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes
The longer
sense.
I look at it, like bizarrely, despite Greenlee's team being pretty routinely considered the second best, I think I think this is gonna be a tough one for her because this matchup is just particularly bad.
Yeah,
Well, you
it's
know
just
what?
you can't play
I think
rain. It's just what you usually want to play. I
I think
think
Flagon's a special attacker as well, isn't he?
yeah,
No,
it's a
mine is
decent one. Flygon's physical, but its special is like close behind its physical attack.
Okay. It is a physical attacker. It's 100
yeah,
attack and
'cause
80
it's
special.
very
mine
much
gets
it's usable on both
Bellytron Extreme
sides.
Speed.
And Metagross is also usable on both sides if you don't Mega. It's like, I think it's usable.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not
so
ideal,
is
but it's
Swampert
usable.
if you don't Mega.
Yeah.
I think you have to like you probably have to go. Well, I don't know. I just wonder
One
how
thing
you're
I will.
feeling for Alligator if you don't go like special Thunderbolt Metagross or something. Or maybe just Thunder Punch. I don't know. But the Fear Alligator is so physically bulky. You want something special to deal with it.
Yeah, for Alligator's
Ideally.
annoying. For Alligator's very annoying for sure. You almost have to just like hurricane it with Pelipper and hope that's good
Yeah,
enough. I don't know. Bring Roselia. No,
I
I
think
don't
that
think
is
so.
good enough. Because if you set rain for Alligator, I mean, what are you putting Kenai on Pelipper?
Yeah, no, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I guess for Alligator is a bit of a problem, but I
And
don't
you're
know.
not hurricaning
Can
if you're not setting
Swampert
rain.
beat for Alligator 1v1? Like, is it possible? I don't actually know.
Maybe. I
Yeah,
mean, maybe.
I'll run some calcs and get back to you.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not sure. Yeah, I didn't think about Cotton Guard Altaria. It does make it like it does make it even if it megas not like because I was thinking, oh, you don't really want to mega Altaria because then you're weak to Metagross, you know. But if you have Cotton Guard, it's maybe not that important.
Maybe you need like Tailwind Flygon to deal with Mega for Alligator. But that's only if it Mega Falls.
Yeah, Flygon I think is overall good because one thing like Flygon has levitate. One thing I was noticing is with Groudon, clicking Precipice Blades is kind of a bit of a liability. You're playing into like potentially so many immunities because Shedinja can be immune, Flygon can be immune, Swellow can be immune, Pelipper can be immune. So it's like that's a lot of immunities depending on how many of those are actually brought. Maybe you don't actually bring all of those. But like if you do, then it puts Groudon in this awkward position where it really only wants to use its fire moves. Like you can't use its ground moves, and then that doesn't feel as good, especially if you do actually set the rain. But the thing is like yeah, then you make Groudon sad, but you make Ludicolo and for Alligator very happy. So I just don't know if it's good enough. You know, I mean, Ludicolo is not that happy to see Swellow and Pelipper, to be fair, but it doesn't care about Flygon. It I guess it can't hit Shedinja. Funnily enough, I don't think
Yeah.
Ludicolo
No, it can't. It
has
cannot.
any way of hitting Shedinja, and I don't know if Feraligatr does either. No, Feraligatr can learn Crunch, so Feraligatr will just crunch Shedinja. But so once again, Feraligatr becomes the problem. So yeah, maybe figure out a way around Feraligatr, and then the Steampunks can do it.
You can give Ludicolo Fire Punch, and then it can kill.
But this is what I'm
Unfortunate
talking
news.
about wasting move slots.
Yeah.
I have unfortunate news about the Swampert for Alligator 1v1. It does not look good for Swampert.
Oh no.
Damn.
Uh, I both gave them adamant 252 HP and attack just
Mm-hmm.
to keep things consistent. But uh, like a liquidation from Sheer Force Life Orb for Alligator does 52% to Mega Swampert,
Wow. Okay.
and like that's minimum. and a liquidation from a adamant 252 HP, 252 attack. Mega Swampert only does a max of 18% return.
Well, yeah, because it's resisted as opposed to
Yeah,
Yeah, but
neutral.
it's
I
yeah,
just
it's resisted versus neutral.
does
And
Swampert have
so
another
in the
move?
1v1, Feraligatr takes pretty much every time. And that's even before, like, I think unmegaed Feraligatr is actually better in this matchup, certainly, but maybe even generally.
I don't know. The dragon typing probably matters sometimes, but I think
Yeah, it probably matters sometimes, but you're missing out on a lot of raw power from Sheer Force Life Orb.
the Swampert
And
surely
since you
would
don't
have a
have
different move to press instead of liquidation.
Yeah, and you can always run like your elemental punches. You can run. I'm pretty sure you get Earthquake for Metagross and Blaziken. So I think it's a pretty scary Pokemon.
Yeah, that's going to
Hmm.
be the task. That's the assignment. Overcome for alligator. You're good.
I want to see what Swampert gets move wise. If there's any moves that it actually wants to use.
I mean, it gets Flip Turn, which is pretty cool. So if you set up Rainbow, you can Flip Turn out. That's neat. It gets Earthquake.
Gotta go for rainbow.
It gets Low Kick, which actually would be good into the Registeel. Um, Stomping Tantrum's not bad. That'd actually be good because I mean your ground stab ground, so that's good into Groudon. Ironically, actually no, it's only good into Primal Groudon, so never mind.
Oh, you easy. You just run counter. So when Fair Alligator hits you, you
Hmm,
just counter it and kill it instantly.
Smart.
Easy
Yeah,
peasy.
exactly.
Easy dub. Easy dub for Swamp.
Smash Rose down B.
I
Um,
mean, it is pretty funny. It might work. It might just work.
It just
yeah,
might be crazy enough to work.
yeah. Unfortunate Swampert just doesn't really get many moves that are worth clicking in this matchup.
Yeah.
Not into
And if
Frogger.
you're not doing rain, so you have to like run torrent.
It is good
Yeah,
moves into Manectric and Groudon. But that's about it.
yeah. But I mean, you kind of have to bring Swampert because of that, but kind of like the corner bodegas are almost certainly going to bring for Alligator at least, but probably also Altaria, and it has a really rough matchup into both of them.
And what a value
Hmm.
keeper for alligator is.
Yeah, for Alligator is fucking nuts out.
Insane Pokemon.
A fifth round keeper that's this strong.
Yeah. All right. Final matchup. This one's already been played. Carter,
Yep.
keep it brief. Well,
Yeah,
I
so
I didn't
I
watch it,
cheated, so
so
it didn't matter.
I
But
didn't watch it. But I'll guess how I think it might have gone.
okay, yeah.
Okay, so Rayquaza, Jirachi, they come out.
Yep.
Rayquaza, it just fucking obliterates something. I don't know. Maybe Latios or something. Your Latios is here. It tries to use Draco Meteor into Rayquaza, but hits Jirachi like a fucking idiot. And then Rayquaza
Well,
just
no.
kills it back. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You try to get
Yeah.
a Volbeat, but you
Basically,
accidentally have Illumies. You click um, Encore into Melodic while it's using Coil or something, but it's actually cheating, so you can't really do that.
right.
And then Jirachi Rayquaza uses Earth Power into Aggron. I know that because you told me that. So the
Yep.
Aggron comes out. Rayquaza's Earth Powering it. It slowly dies. You use some body presses here and there. And eventually you just lose. And you cheated. The end.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I mean
lost
that's
and
not bad.
cheated. Great, that's a good summary.
Um, like one weird thing about the match that you would not have predicted is Rayquaza in the first two games takes a very long time to mega. Like it's on the field
Yeah,
from turn one and just doesn't mega for some fucking reason.
I'm just waiting to see if you might want to mega Metacham, you know? You never know.
you never
I mean,
know.
I guess, but like it's not like a like Megazard Y situation where it's like it's beneficial to try to bait
Right.
out like your weather control. No, there's literally no reason to not Mega Rayquaza turn one every time.
Yeah, not really. I will say one thing without us having seen it. It does seem like Crawdon could do pretty good here. Like
It
into
It
did.
did.
Metacham, into Jirachi. Yeah, you're probably not bringing
It made
Claydol,
kind
but
of
into
sick one though.
Claydol. Yeah, it seems quite good. Uh, I don't know if you bring Spinda, but Spinda could be funny for sure. I don't
I
know.
did not bring Spinda this
Trick
time.
Room Chimecho, maybe Trick Room on Chimecho instead. Because you have a decent actual Trick Room setter, Mega Aggron. Go into Rayquaza if it's physical, but I guess it wasn't. But yeah, in theory.
It was
Yeah, I didn't really try for a trick room mode because I figured like the tailwind was the way to go here, right? I
Finally,
didn't I didn't know I was living in a world where Jirachi didn't have follow me. So my plan was just, tailwind, uh Dracometer or Ice Beam the Rayquaza turn one and then, I'm cooking. But yeah, that didn't end up happening.
yeah. Actually, funnily enough, Volbeat would have been better than Illumise in a way against Jirachi because you could taunt it.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
And then I'm
Illumise
really next
can't
time.
do. So.
Yeah.
Stabilized Days fucking winning.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah.
both.
If
No,
it's any
stabilize.
consolation, I think you have the best logo in the league right
Oh,
now.
thank you. I was pretty proud of that one.
It's real fucking clean.
I was inspired by the old Spirit Airlines logo.
Is that what the actual Spirit Airlines PSP
Pretty
opponent looked like?
much.
Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah, I drew it myself to like kind of match the style of it. It had
Oh, you sent a picture of it. Let me find the
yeah, it,
picture.
it it's it should be
Dude, I
one of the
love
results.
images
They
in
they
search.
they updated it to be terrible. Um, yeah, there it is. That's the one I
Oh,
based it
okay.
on. And yeah, the catch the spirit was. I figured that would be that's kind of funny because Pokemon and everything, so it works on even more levels.
The
But yeah,
original
and then I
logo
did.
says Spirit 3 times in the logo.
Yeah, it was a little excessive.
Spirit in this
Spirit,
case is a
Spirit, Spirit
disease.
Airlines. Catch 4 times it says Spirit on this logo. Because it also says catch the Spirit.
And then I used the same colors, the red and the blue, and it works because Latios and Chimecho are both red and blue. And then I did the swirls for the eyes. That's a Spinda reference for you.
Mm,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good. Little detail for the fans.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is everything we had to talk about. Thank you, Carter and Robin, for joining me.
You're
Looking
welcome. I wasn't
forward.
invited, but I showed up anyway.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So yeah, looking forward to Gen 3. We got it's exciting. Already having played a little bit of practice matches. This generation is crazy. It's so different than Gen 2 in terms of how
Yeah.
fast the matches go.
It was nuts. I mean, I only did the one match, but it was over so quickly. I was like baffled. Like everything's just one-shotting each other. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck is going
it's
on?
it's crazy. Very volatile. So it'll be interesting. Looking forward to a league full of 50-50 gambles. Um, and